Am I the asshole for not telling my two best friends each other's secrets before they started dating?
Ooh.
So I, 27 male, have two best friends, a guy and a girl, who didn't know each other until I introduced them a few years ago. I've known them separately for a long time and know a lot of their personal secrets, which they confided in me in trust. They hit it off after hanging out with me once and eventually started dating. I was genuinely happy for them at the time. Fast forward a few years and things went south. They both found out personal things about each other that I already knew, and now they're both mad at me. My female best friend had been previously married, and my male best friend is a virgin. He was furious that I didn't tell him, saying he would have never dated someone who also wasn't a virgin. On the flip side, she found out he's a porn addict.
Oh.
Which is something he had confided in me, and she's disgusted by it. She says if she had known earlier, she wouldn't have gone into a relationship with him. Now, instead of being upset with each other, they're blaming me for, quote, wasting their time by not disclosing these things up front. But I never told either of them the other secrets because I didn't think it was my place to do that. They trusted me, and I didn't feel like I had the right to betray that trust. So now, I'm the bad guy in both of their eyes. So am I the asshole for not telling them each other's secrets, knowing well they would never date if they knew beforehand?
Oh, no, I don't think so. You did the right thing. This is the moral thing to do, actually.
Right?
You should ask each of them how they would feel if they had told the other person their secrets.
They got blind rage on. So if you try and ask now, it's too late. They're biased. They're personally hurt.
Yeah, they would be like, no, I wouldn't care.
Obviously, I would have preferred to know.
Yeah. I would even argue as far as to say he's a great friend.
The best friend.
I think so.
Well, at least you know your secret's safe with him.
Exactly. You can trust that man.
Like, are they just butthurt?
Well, obviously. Obviously, they need someone to blame, right?
I don't see the guy's point. He's like, if you had told me that she was married before, therefore I would have knew she wasn't a virgin. How about...
Well, yeah. I feel like that's typical.
Okay, but what, you just assume that whoever you're dating is a virgin just because they're not married?
Oh, I see what you mean.
He's like, you should have told me that they were married before so that I knew they weren't a virgin.
Why didn't he ask explicitly?
Yeah, why wouldn't you say, hey... You know, they feel like that's something that comes up. Hey, I'm a virgin.
Yeah, if you're being set up and your friend's like, hey, I have this girl. If that's something that really means a lot to you, then you should, like, I would think that your first question would be like, is she a virgin?
No, that's not what I was saying. How is he supposed to say? That's a secret. Is that his place to say? You're asking him to divulge
Maybe if
a
he
secret.
was asked point blank, I don't know.
I'm saying
his answer would be different. But...
If he asked her.
Oh, yeah. That's something you find out naturally.
That's something you find out within the first couple of dates.
Yeah.
First, you go through your first date, see if you're even compatible personality-wise. Mm-hmm. Then you go for your second date, see if you can handle being around each other more than one time. And then on the third date, that's something that you bring up. And you mention, hey, we're kind of third date here, we're getting kind of serious. Maybe there, generally some touchy-touchy later. I just want to let you know that I'm a virgin.
Yeah. It could
How
be
do you feel
early.
about that?
Could be a little too early. I don't know.
Third date? I feel like third date. That's like the
it depends
earliest.
on preference.
Yeah, but like at the earliest.
Yeah, I would agree at the earliest for sure.
And then for her porn addict, I wouldn't really. I'd be happy you didn't disclose that secret of mine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting though that the virgin who wants to save himself for marriage is the porn addict. It's like. I think you're missing the point, buddy. Mm-hmm. Not sure if you... Pretty sure if you're saving yourself for marriage, you shouldn't be jerking off either. But hey...
Yeah, I didn't want to go there, but...
I don't know. That's a little sus. Top comment. Not the asshole. Yikes. Dump them both. They sound awful. They are looking elsewhere to blame the downfall of their relationship, which is 100% on them. They were responsible for communicating this stuff to one another. Not you. You are not in the relationship. Honestly, I would tell both of them off and cut them off. But if you want to hang in there, I'd tell them both it's not your place to tell anyone someone else's secrets, and from now on, you won't introduce either of them to anyone since they seem to think that you are responsible for their entire relationship in doing so. But seriously, throw them out.
Yeah. I would agree with that. That's why it's like so risky to pair up, to be Cupid and pair up people that are close to you. Because, yeah, you have to think about the fact, what happens if they break up? Then what? Then it's weird.
Yeah.
You don't want to... Yeah. If it's like, okay, they're meant to be their soulmates, maybe. But obviously, they were not.
No. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this because I have no friends, but I would agree with this comment of like, yo, cut these friends. They shouldn't be your friends anymore. If they're going to place the blame on you, maybe they shouldn't be your friends anymore. But I feel like I'm biased towards like doing that to every person. Like as soon as you slight me, bye.
Bye.
But I live a happy life. It's drama free.
Exactly.
It sounds drama.
Exactly.
All right. Back to you.
All right. What is with your shirt buttoned all the way up?
Oh, this is my cruise shirt. So if you guys are listening, are we actively cruising? I think we're actively cruising at this moment. Yeah. So this is a shirt that I bought for the cruise. And I was doing the buttons up and I'm like, you know what? I feel like this is full-blown cruise mode, you know?
Yeah, all the way at the top.
I feel like this...
Actually, I would argue full-blown cruise mode is like open. Wide open.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, this is preppy.
Yeah, I like the look.
It's kind of contradictory.
I'm dressing up because of the
palm trees and flowers, and it's buttoned all the way to the top. It's funny.
You think I should unbutton it?
However you feel comfortable.
I mean, I did it this way when I was comfortable before someone started talking shit on me. Throw me under the bus. Jeez. Just call me out.
It's a little bit funny.
Now all the Spotify listeners and Apple Podcast listeners are going to rush over to YouTube to see what the hell I look like.
Yeah.
If you do that, though, make sure you smash the like button on that YouTube video. We greatly appreciate that. Thank you for your support.
All right. Let me get into my first story.